You know that feeling, right? You take a walk through the woods and it feels like all your stress just melts away. Well, that feeling of calm isn't just in your imagination. It's actually happening inside your brain, and there's some incredible science that explains exactly why. So today, we are going to decode the forest's calming secret.
So let's start with the big question. Why? Why does the sound of rustling leaves or birdsong have such a powerful, almost magical effect on us? It turns out the answer lies in a special kind of brainwave that acts like a natural reset button for our minds.
Okay, so the first piece of this whole puzzle is a specific pattern of brain activity, and they're called alpha waves. Seriously, understanding these is the key to unlocking the entire mystery of why nature feels so good.
So, what in the world are alpha waves? Well, you can think of them as your brain's idle mode, or maybe chill mode. They pop up when you're awake and alert, but you're not super stressed or intensely focused on something. It's that sweet spot of calm, effortless awareness.
And when you've got more alpha waves, the benefits are huge. You feel calmer, less anxious, and interestingly, more creative. Now, that last point on the screen is really the secret sauce. Alpha waves act like a filter for your brain, gently tuning out all the distracting mental noise so you can be relaxed but still totally clear-headed. Okay, so how do we get more of this amazing brain state on demand? Well, one of the most reliable and well-studied methods is meditation. Science has shown over and over again that practices like meditation are pretty much a guaranteed way to boost your alpha wave production.
And we're not talking about a tiny little bump. Check this out. One major study looked at people who are brand new to meditation, and it found a 16% global increase in their alpha power. I mean, that is a substantial shift in what your brain is doing.
But here's the really wild part. That 16% boost doesn't take weeks or months to achieve. It happens within the first minute of meditating. This just goes to show how incredibly responsive our brains are and how quickly we can shift into a more relaxed, restorative state, even if you're a total beginner.
So we know meditation is an alpha wave powerhouse. But what does that have to do with our walk in the woods? Well, now let's look at the second piece of the puzzle. What makes the sounds of a forest so uniquely powerful for our brains?
See, a forest soundscape is fundamentally different from city noise. The sounds of a forest, birds chirping, a breeze in the leaves, they have these gentle, flowing rhythms. There are no sudden, jarring noises like car horns or sirens that trigger our stress response and demand our immediate attention. Nature lets our brain relax its guard without shutting down completely.
And this isn't just in your head. You feel it in your body. Forest sounds literally flip a switch in your nervous system. They activate your rest and digest mode while calming down your fight or flight response. Your heart rate actually slows down, and the part of your brain that handles intense focus gets to take a little break. You are, quite literally, relaxing from the inside out.
And if you want proof, the data is right there. One study found that after a stressful event, people recovered up to 37% faster just by listening to nature sounds compared to typical city noise. So these sounds actively help our bodies bounce back from stress.
Okay, so we have meditation, which we know boosts alpha waves, and we have forest sounds, which we know are a natural stress reducer. So now, for the really exciting part, what happens when you put them together? Because this right here is where the magic happens. And this is the most important takeaway. The effect isn't just additive, it's synergistic. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's more like 1 + 1 = 5. Think of it like this. The forest sounds create the perfect, peaceful runway for the meditation to just take off, making the calming effect way more powerful than either one could achieve on its own. Let's actually visualize what this means for our brains. So first, let's set a baseline. This chart here shows the increase in alpha waves you get when you meditate in a totally silent room. It's a nice, moderate increase, and it's already a huge benefit.
But now, look at what happens when we add in a forest soundscape. Whoa. The increase in alpha wave activity is dramatically higher. It's not even close. The forest sounds create the absolute optimal conditions for the brain to just sink into that deep state of relaxed alertness.
So what does this supercharged alpha state actually feel like? Well, it translates into some really powerful benefits. We're talking better focus, less of that constant mind wandering, more control over your emotions, and a serious drop in feelings of anxiety and anger. It just takes all the good stuff from meditation and puts it on a whole new level.
So what's the bottom line here? What does all this mean for your overall health? Because this isn't just about feeling good for a few minutes. These changes in your brainwaves lead to real, tangible, measurable improvements in your physical well-being.
And this table really shows that direct impact. As you can see, levels of cortisol, that's the big stress hormone, they drop significantly. Your blood pressure goes down, which is fantastic for your heart. And your heart rate variability improves, which basically means your body gets better at handling stress.
Because these effects are so real and measurable, the therapeutic potential is just enormous. This combination is being studied as a powerful tool to help treat clinical anxiety and depression, stress disorders like PTSD and burnout, and even to help with neurological rehab for conditions like a stroke.
But you don't need a clinical diagnosis to get something out of this. This is an incredibly simple and powerful tool for preventative health for all of us. Imagine using this in workplaces to fight burnout, or in schools to help students focus, or really just in our daily lives to build a little more resilience against all the stress the world throws at us. All right, so let's boil it all down real quick. 1. Alpha waves are your brain's chill mode. 2. Forest sounds are nature's way of calming your nervous system and helping you bounce back from stress. 3. When you put meditation and forest sounds together, you get this amazing synergistic effect that supercharges those alpha waves. And 4. This whole process leads to real, measurable benefits for your mind and your body.
So, the science is clear, and the benefits are pretty profound. Whether it's a real forest, a city park, or even just a high-quality recording you listen to at home, the sounds of nature offer a powerful pathway to a calmer, clearer mind. Which really just leaves us with one final thought. In our increasingly loud and demanding world, how will you find your forest?